Number 16, 1942 Washington quarter in PR67 plus condition. Struck in the final year of proof coinage until 1950. By 1942, proof production was way up, and 21,123 pieces were produced, fully brilliant and extremely reflective, with just a faint whisper of gold iridescence at the reverse periphery of this gem. It was sold for $1,680. Number 15, here is 1978 Eisenhower dollar in MS67 condition. According to tax powers roughly handled by Treasury Department employees and bank personnel, circulation strike Ike dollars as a type are rare in superb gem mint state. This final year Denver mint example is impressively smooth with subtle toning in iridescent powder blue and champagne apricot. It was sold for $1,140. Number 14, this is 1938 Washington quarter in PR68 condition, a virtually pristine superb gem with mottled pastel toning to universally mirrored surfaces, impressive condition rarity from a mintage of 8,045 proofs, one of the most limited in the Washington quarter series. It ended up selling for $2,280. Number 13, this is 1974 Eisenhower dollar in MS66 plus condition. Predominantly pearl gray surfaces reveal intermingled powder blue, olive gold and pale pink highlights under a light. Expertly produced and very carefully preserved. With a mintage of more than 27 million coins, the 1974 copper and nickel Eisenhower dollar is not a rare issue. However, not a lot of attention was paid to it at the time of production and few gems are known. Several factors account for lack of nice examples. They were carelessly made and had overall low relief, making them more susceptible to early wear, especially when jostled around in pockets or stored in sacks. These MS66 plus specimens fetched a sum of $2,640 at auction. Number 12, here is 1984 Lincoln penny with double diverse, otherwise doubled ear Lincoln, graded in mint state 68 red by PCGS. Lincoln's earlobe is clearly die-doubled northeast and his beard also shows doubling, a popular guidebook variety seldom encountered in essentially perfect condition. Even the use of glass fails to locate a contact or carbon. It was sold for $3,450. Number 11, moving on with his 1971 Jefferson nickel proof, graded as PR69 cameo by NGC. What makes this proof coin so valuable is that S mint mark is missing on a verse, while the proof Roosevelt Time series has a number of no S varieties. Only one such variety is recognized for the larger Jefferson nickel. This high-end no S proof from 1971 has outstanding contrast and virtually flawless surfaces. The mirrors in particular are remarkable. It ended up selling for $3,450. Number 10, another error nickel 1942 piece, 5-cent piece struck on a Lincoln set. Otherwise called double denomination error coin, graded as MS64 brown by PCGS. According to Heritage, this war nickel was struck on a copper set. Lincoln is nearly inverted relative to Monticello. The outline of his head is readily evident. The truncation of his coat arcs across E pluribus unum. On the obverse, the NT from the cent is apparent on Jefferson's cheek. The chocolate brown surfaces retain hints of brick red. The nickel mint mark is bold. It was sold for $5,760. Number 9, this is 1920 Lincoln cent struck on an experimental planchet. Graded in mint state 64 by PCGS. The PCGS insert states alloy is 82% copper, 16% zinc, and 2% tin. Which cents, aside from 1943 dated steel issues, are typically 95% copper. This satiny and well-struck cent has olive gold color unusual for a Lincoln cent of any year. Essentially devoid of marks, though we note small spots near the ST in the truss and relatively small spot east of the Lincoln's nose. The obverse ring between 1:30 and 3 o'clock has a few minute depressions as made. It ended up selling for $5,280. Number 8 here is 1943 P. Jefferson nickel struck on a steel sand planchet graded as MS64 by NGC. An amazingly lustrous steel white example of this 1 year only error type, wherein a 1943 P. war nickel was struck on a blank meant for steel sand production. The date and the mint mark are visible in the entirety, though certain elements at the left peripheral on each side are partly cut off. It fetched a sum of $9,775. Number 7. Moving on with his 1929S Lincoln Center MS66 Plus wet condition. The 1929S is one of more challenging issues in the Lincoln Cent series in gem or finer full wet grades, and it is rare at the premium gem red level. Satiny copper orange luster encompasses each side, while the design elements show above average definition. A few tiny carbon specks are noted upon close examination, though the surfaces are otherwise beautifully preserved. It was sold for $14,400. Number 6 here is 1944 Washington quarter struck on a zinc-plated steel planchet, graded in mid-state 62 by NGC. A magnetic zinc-plated steel sands were struck in 1943, and the alloy was also used in 1944 to strike a much smaller quantity of 2 francs at Philadelphia Mint for war-torn Belgium. One of the aforementioned zinc-plated steel sands, in use for only 2 years, ended up between 1944 Washington quarter dies to become these of metal mint error. The present mint state example was struck flush with color die near 6 o'clock and has a bold date. Liberty and the denomination are altogether absent. This wartime error quarter was sold for $16,800. Number 5. This is 1932 D Washington quarter, graded in mid-state 65 by PCGS. Grade was later proven by CAC. The classic Washington quarter silver series from 1932 to 1964 is one that a new generation of collector has moved into backwards, so to speak. The wide popularity and success of statehood quarter series drew literally millions of new collectors into numismatics, many of them casual, but the percentage became quite serious. Some collectors have now expanded their acquisitions backward in the class issues of 1965 later, as well as the even earlier silver pieces, but the 1932D remains a stopper of the series for the new collectors. The few gems available are capstone for the finest registry sets as well as the finest grade obtainable. The present example boasts impressive mint luster over near brilliant surfaces. It was sold for $17,250. Number 4. This is 1923 piece dollar double struck, second strike off center. Date and motto "In God We Trust" is not fully struck. Backside of a coin displays poor impression as well. Graded in mid-state 64, this error coin ended up selling for $18,000. Number 3. Here is 1926 D Buffalo nickel with attractive toning, graded in mid-state 67 by NGC. According to Heritage, no other issue in the series has quite the same reputation as the 1926 D. That reputation is one for poor production quality, lackluster surfaces, and incomplete detail. While strike alone was not the culprit, the Denver Mint did use dyes well past their normal life as a cost-cutting measure. This elusive 1926D is simply exceptional. It was sold for $38,400. Number 2. This is 1923 S Lincoln Cent in MS65 red condition. The 1923S is a challenging issue in the red color category, most often seen in MS64 but occasionally in MS63. Gem red pieces are notably rare. This coin is showing satiny copper orange and golden hues with well-struck design elements and remarkably little evidence of die fatigue. A few microscopic flecks are discernible on each side. It was sold for $60,000. Number 1, and the most expensive lot of this episode, 1926S Lincoln Cent in MS65 red condition. During 1940s and 50s, collectors retrieved numerous 1926s cents from circulation, providing a supply of worn pieces for modern numismatists. However, circulated representatives become noticeably more elusive in AU levels, and mint state examples of this issue are all more challenging to locate, particularly with original red color. Most mint state examples known are either attractively lustrous but poorly struck, or sharply impressed but toned brown. This specimen is fully lustrous. Satin orange gold surfaces yield boldly rendered design elements, and the eye appeal is nothing short of remarkable for the issue. It ended up selling for $102,000. Thanks for watching, guys. Keep following us on YouTube, and don't forget to hit subscribe and like buttons. Have a good one. Number 16. This is 1978 Eisenhower dollar in MS67 condition. Lovely iridescent gold toning on a verse gives way to silver gray brilliance on the reverse. Both sides are boldly struck, lustrous, and exceptionally smooth for circulation struck Eisenhower dollar of any issue. It was sold for $1,440. Number 15. A rare error coin, 1957 Washington quarter struck on a dime planchet, graded in mint state 64 by NGC. It weighs just 2.5 grams, nicely centered, with legends largely off the flank due to the smaller diameter of the planchet than that intended for the design. Fortunately, the date is visible and legible, though the digits are only partially present. The identity of the date on the mint errors is one of the key aspects of value, as very striking errors many times result in loss of this key element. It was sold for $2,040. Number 14. Here is a famous 1955 wheat penny with double die verse. NGC assigned uncirculated details with no numerical grade, because it has altered color, perhaps done intentionally. The 1955 double die verse penny is rare and valuable coin that resulted from a minting error. The obverse side of a coin features a noticeable doubling of the date and letterings, creating a distinct and prominent doubling effect. This error occurred when the coin die was engraved with a misaligned design. Due to its rarity and unique appearance, the 1955 double die obverse penny is highly sought after by collectors and can command a significant prices in the numismatic market. This elusive double die obverse cent ended up selling for $2,400. Number 13. This is 1946 Washington quarter in MS68 condition. The 1946 D Washington quarter, while plentiful overall, is scarce in superb gem condition. This example displays radiant mint luster and bold strike, olive, amber, and russet border, toning surrounds, light champagne interiors. Eye appeal is outstanding. It ended up selling for $2,820. Number 12. This is 1950 D Washington quarter with repunched D over S mint mark, graded in mint state 65 by PCGS. The upper curve of the under mint mark S emerged above the prominent Denver mint mark. Delicate powder blue and caramel gold visits the thoroughly lustrous and boldly impressed gem. The reverse on its own has look of a finer grade. The 1950 D over S is rarer than its 1950 S over D counterpart. Number 11. This is 2018 P Roosevelt dime struck on a 4am planchet, graded in mint state 60 by PCGS. A typical clad dime weighs 2.27 grams, while the weight of this error dime is 1.5 grams. A predominantly steel planchet, likely made for coinage in unknown foreign country, was struck between the Roosevelt dime dies. Customary for an undersized planchet, the strike is mushy at the borders and centers. Nonetheless, Roosevelt's profile is bold. The surfaces are predominantly gray but display peripheral walnut brown shades. This elusive coin was sold for $3,360. Number 10. Here is 1955 D Washington quarter in MS67 condition. The Denver Mint likely had a hangover from its huge quarter dollar production in 1954, and 1955 provided a rare instance after 1950s that these mints struck fewer quarters than Philadelphia. This issue drew immediate attention from speculators who watched carefully the monthly mintage figures provided by the Treasury Department. Huge numbers of 1955 D quarters were saved, and worn examples below AU are a bit scarce. Most survivors have enough contact marks that they fail to grade higher than MS66. Some are faintly proof-like, but not enough so to be certified as proof-like. This specimen was sold for $4,680. Number 9 is this 1976 Jefferson nickel of worth struck on a reverse of 1976 D Roosevelt dime, graded in mint state 64 by PCGS. Due to difference of planchet sizes, letterings are not fully struck. This elusive error coin ended up selling for $6,600. Number 8, here is 1947 S Roosevelt dime in MS68 condition with full bands. Gentle pastel-like shades of powder blue and pink are enhanced by spring green and sunset red at the left obverse border, fully struck with bright, frosty luster overall. It was sold for $6,168.75. Number 7, moving on with his 1943 Mercury dime in MS68 condition. The 1943 Mercury dime claims a wartime mintage of more than 191 million pieces, but the issue is still rare at the MS68 grade level with a full bands designation. This spectacular MS68 example displays sharply detailed design elements with full bands definition on facets. The virtually flawless lustrous surfaces are enhanced by highlights of violet, sea green, jade, and amber patina. Eye appeal is terrific. Sold on August 17, 2023 for $6,300. Number 6, here is 2000p Chirius Sacagawea dollar in MS68 condition. The famous 2000p Chirius dollars are distinguished by the veins on the eagle's tail. That ribbing is not present on uncirculated or even proof coins. According to Heritage, with only 5,500 coins distributed and given to the public nature, it's easy to see why this cherry pickers and guidebook variety ranks 14th among the 100 greatest US modern coins. This golden superb gem enjoys swirling mint luster over fully struck and flawless preserved surfaces. Number 5, this is 1925 S Buffalo nickel in MS65 plus condition. The 1925 S is plentiful in lower mint state grades, but the date becomes notably scarce in MS65 and is a significant rarity any finer. The condition census is composed of 5 MS66 pieces, 3 at NGC and 2 at PCGS. This plus designated gem is just outside of census, and it is itself a rarity as one of only 3 plus graded pieces at this level. Satiny creamy white luster characterizes the luster, while the margins exhibit elements of metal flow due to the usual die fatigue associated with branch issues in 1920s. Some strike softness is as normal for the issue. Sold on August 15, 2023 for $10,800. Number 4, Lincoln Cent from elusive small date variety, graded in mint state 69, read by PCGS, an incredible condition rarity from this transitional modern issue. The surfaces are essentially flawless, painted in an even salmon pink hue, satiny luster cartwheels without interruption across each side, emphasizing the sharply rendered devices. It represents an incredible rarity and is destined for most advanced collection of Lincoln Cents. It ended up selling for $15,600. Number 3, another error coin. Stunning double struck 1959 Franklin half dollar, graded as AU58 by PCGS. a rare dramatic major mint error on the Franklin half dollar. According to Stax Power, this coin was first struck properly, but then failed to fully eject from the press and received a second strike 55% off center to just before 6 o'clock. The result is that the lower obverse exhibits a second portrait, albeit only the top, while on the upper reverse the bottom of a second Liberty Bell is also plainly evident. Also discernible from the second strike are portions of the word Liberty and the denomination half dollar. Virtually all design elements from the first impression are at least partially discernible, the date sharp and the D mint mark bold. It fetched a sum of $15,600. Number 2, 1941's Walking Liberty half dollar in MS67 condition. The present coin brings the top-grade PCGS coin back to the market for registry collectors, and it has the added appeal for magnificent multicolored toning around both borders with light golden color across interiors. The strike is sharp and the lofty grade is unquestioned upon close examination. It was sold for $32,400 on August 15, 2023. Number 1, and here is 1909 VDB cent, graded as PR67 Plus read by PCGS, and the grade was proven by CAC afterwards. The 1909 proof VDB cent is considered rare and valuable primarily due to its historical significance and limited mintage. The inclusion of designers' initials on the reverse led to public outcry, as some felt it was too prominent. As a result, the initial VDB were removed from the coin's design later in 1909. The combination of being a one-year design with a limited initial mintage and historical importance has driven strong demand from collectors, further contributing to its rarity and value. This true gem ended up selling for $365,625 with buyer's fee. Thanks for watching this video. As always, if you have any questions or remarks, you can leave a comment under this video. And please hit subscribe and like buttons before you watch another video on YouTube. Take care. Number 17, this is 1961 D Roosevelt Diamond MS67 Plus condition with full bands. Elusive 10-cent piece with attractive amber gold hues on obverse. According to NGC, despite massive hoarding of all USA coins dated from mid-1950s through 1964, top-notch gems of this issue are a bit elusive. Denver Mint dimes of this period tend to be better struck than their Philadelphia cousins, resulting in a greater proportions of full bands or full torch pieces, but they are also more likely to be marred by numerous small bag marks. This coin was sold for $1,050. Number 16, 1959 D Roosevelt Diamond MS68 condition with full bands. Boldly struck, flawless surfaces display gorgeous pastel rainbow hues on the reverse. Tied for the finest, this elusive dime was sold for $5,000. Number 15, here is 1953 Franklin half dollar in MS66 Plus condition with full bell lines. A tough date with full bell lines, this colorful superb gem is sharply detailed with beautiful luster that shines through rich patina. When collectors and numismatists use the term full bell lines, they are referring to the Franklin half dollars, where these horizontal lines on the Liberty Bell are particularly well defined and complete. In other words, the lines are fully visible and unbroken across the bottom part of the Liberty Bell's image. This FBL specimen was sold for $6,000. Number 14, here is highly sought after Sacagawea dollar, 2000 Cheeriest dollar in MS67 condition. Famous Cheeriest dollar that was struck from a special reverse die hub with enhanced tail feather motifs. The coins were only dispensed in Cheeriest boxes for a special promotion. Once discovered, the promo ended and the few known are very rare. On the slab of this elusive gem was his signature of Thomas D. pale blue and peach tints. This is the most common of three primary 1934 reverse designs. It was sold for $9,750. This is 1917S Walking Liberty $1 in mint state 65. Light gold toning highlights lovely luster and stunning details. The 1917S obverse mint mark variety is the scarcest of all 1917 combinations. To find one in gem uncirculated condition is nearly impossible. This one was sold for $15,250. Number 8, 1951 S Washington Quarter in MS68 condition. Satiny luster is interrupted by rich rainbow tones spanning the obverse and framing mottled central devices on the reverse. The strike is boldly executed throughout and the eye appeal is fantastic. CEC approved for the quality. It ended up selling for $9,381. Number 7, here is 1920S Lincoln Cent in MS65 red condition. With a single example graded finer, it's clear that this date simply was not preserved in bulk as many other dates in the series. A very difficult example to find with red surfaces is opportunity for a near finest example at a price far less than what they have historically brought is an unusual one. It was sold for $11,000. Number 6, here is 1951 S Jefferson nickel in MS67 condition with full steps. According to Jaime Hernandez from PCGS, the 1951 S Jefferson nickel has one of lower mintage for circulation strike series. The 1951 S appears to be scarce in MS66 grade and higher. Less than 500 examples have been confirmed by PCGS in MS66 condition, with less than a handful known in MS67. This one with full steps ended up selling for $10,600. Number 5, a wartime error penny 1944 D Lincoln Cent with D over S repunched mint mark, graded in mint state 66 plus red by PCGS. Scarce and desirable Lincoln Cent variety. This is a strong over mint mark. The secondary S is evident clearly protruding from the top of the D. CEC approved for quality. It was bargained for $13,500. Number 4, a magnificent with inside exquisite holder. 1959 Franklin $1 in PR67 Ultra Cameo condition. Proof coins are specially minted coins that are struck using polished dies and planchets. To create a coin with high level of detail and mirror-like finish, in a context of proof coins, cameo refers to the contrast between the frosted design elements on the coin and the mirror-like polished background. The design elements appear frosty and white against a reflective background, creating striking visual effect. Ultra Cameo takes this concept a step further. Coins that are designated as Ultra Cameo have an exceptionally strong and distinct contrast between the frosted design elements and the reflective fields. Brilliant devices of the gem stand out against glassy white mirrors dusted in light cameo frost. The eye appeal is absolutely stunning. Only a handful of examples have been graded finer between both services. It was sold for $14,950. Number 3, this is 1952 D Franklin $1 in MS67 condition with full bell lines. Beautiful rainbow tones throughout. This piece is one of the prettiest toned Franklins showcased at David Lawrence. CEC approved for quality. This true gem ended up selling for $17,000. Number 2, here is 1916 D Mercury Diamond MS63 condition with full bands. The key to the Mercury Diamond business strike set and one of the most popular of all US 20th century coins. A stunning select example, brightly lustrous surfaces featured dappled russet, blue-green and golden tones. Well detailed with great eye appeal for the grade. It was sold for $22,000. Number 1, and this is 1932 D Washington Quarter in MS66 condition. Magnificent example of this popular key date. Satiny surfaces display lovely original luster and crisply struck gem details. Coin features excellent eye appeal. tied with just one another example at PCGS for the finest known. It was sold for $64,500. Thanks for watching, guys. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe to our channel for more exciting content on the fascinating world of numismatics. See you in the next episode. Number 15. This is 1999 D Roosevelt diamond MS69 condition with full bands. A superb business strike 10-cent piece in threshold of numismatic perfection. Just one point prevents this dime from the finest grade available. That is MS70, delineated. It was sold for $1,800 on August 20, 2023. Number 14 here is 1952 Lincoln Cent in PR67 Plus condition with cameo designation. The PR stands for proof, which indicates that the coin was struck using specially prepared dies and planchets to create a high quality mirror-like finish. A grade of PR67 Plus indicates that the coin is in excellent condition, with only minor imperfections visible under magnification. The cameo designation refers to the contrast between the mirrored fields of the coin and the frosted design elements. A coin with cameo designation has deep reflective fields and frosted raised design elements. This collectible gem ended up selling for $1,856.25 with buyer's fee. Number 13. This is 1944 P. Jefferson nickel struck on a silver dime planchet, a rare error coin in MS63 condition. According to Heritage, the present lot is a lustrous example with light honey gold toning and minimal post-strike abrasions. The high points are incompletely brought up, and those areas retain the planchet surface. The date and the meat mark are clear and complete. The strike is uncentered, with most of wheat rust and United States off the flank. Liberty and the date have stretched appearance due to unstrained outward metal flow. It was sold for $2,400. Number 12, 1912 S Lincoln Cent in MS65 Plus red condition. The 1912 S is a challenging date to acquire with full red color, and it is particularly scarce at the gem level. This high-end beauty boasts lovely copper red coloration and strong luster throughout. This one was sold for $3,112. Number 11. This is 1972 Jefferson nickel in MS67 condition with full steps. Gorgeous gold and pastel rainbow tones grace both sides of this premium gem. Lustrous and fully struck, is a fantastic piece for the registry collector. It was sold for $2,500. Number 10. Here is 1926 Lincoln Cent in MS67 Plus red condition. According to NGC, blessed with large mintage and slightly better than usual quality control for the 1920s, the 1926P is easily found in fully red gem condition from fresh or just lightly worn dies. The example illustrated show what the advanced collector should seek in this issue. These cents are likewise common in all circulated grades. Examples could be found in pocket change right into 1960s. High-end gems are scarce. This specimen was sold for $3,125. Number 9, 1941 Washington Quarter in PR68 Plus condition. Bright silver gray interiors border amazing peripheral shades of peach orange, magenta, violet, and forest green hues on both sides. The underlying surfaces of this superb gem proof are unmarked and fully struck up. Destined for the finest collection of the proof Washington Quarters, it was sold for $3,720 on August 18, 2023. Number 8, 2022 D. Lincoln Shield Cent, graded in mint state 68 red by PCGS. These pennies radiating vibrant mint luster, featuring boldly struck, pristine device elements and distraction-free fields. Eye appeal is outstanding. With overall 59 beads, it ended up selling for $3,262. Number 7. Here is 1909 SVDB Lincoln Cent in MS64 red condition. A fantastic key date with alluring luster and great surface quality. The 1909 SVDB cent is highly sought after and rare coin in the field of numismatics. Due to its scarcity and popularity among collectors, the 1909 SVDB cent often commands a high value in the coin market. This one was sold for $4,000. Number 6. This is 1915 S Buffalo Nickel in MS66 condition. Elusive specimen with dynamic, beaming mint luster. This seemingly perfect San Francisco mint nickel boasts a wondrous eye appeal and soft pink highlights and a very nice strike. It was sold for $6,969. Number 5. This is 1925 S Lincoln Cent with attractive toning, graded in mint state 65 red and brown by PCGS. According to NGC, despite a fairly substantial mintage, 1925 S cents of desirable quality are quite scarce. Worn examples are quite common from widespread hoarding during 1930s and 50s, and mint state pieces of so-so quality are likewise available. Fully red gems are very rare and tend to be much darker in shades than Philadelphia mint cents. This issue is perhaps not quite as hard to find with decent strike as its Denver mint cousin, but the typical 1925 S cent is mushy on one or both sides. The dies were used way too long and may have been improperly hardened as well, but the result was coins having blurry and grossly distorted features. This specimen fetched the sum of $4,920 on August 20, 2023. Number 4. A rare error coin 1972 S Eisenhower dollar. Double struck. Both strikes off center, graded as PR67 cameo by NGC. The first strike was approximately 40% off center toward 12 o'clock. The second strike is about 35% off center toward 1 o'clock. The date and the mint mark from the second strike are bold. The date and the mint mark from the first strike are faint, but visible due to north of their second strike impression, colorfully toned apple green, cream gray, and autumn brown. A dramatic error on a brown Ike. Proof 40% silver Eisenhower dollar. It was sold for $7,800 on August 17, 2023. Number 3. 1911 Lincoln Cent in MS67 red condition. The appeal of this full red superb gem to the registry set collector is rivaled by very few others. The coin exhibits frosty copper-orange luster and remarkably clean surfaces with none of the tiny planchet marks and ticks that typically affect Lincoln's shoulder. The fields exhibit minor die fatigue in the margins, but the strike is nonetheless bold on each side. Sold on August 17, 2023 for $9,600. Number 2. 2002p Indiana quarter struck on a dime planchet, graded in mint state 64 by PCGS. A wrong planchet error on a briefly produced type. The Philadelphia mint mark is bold and complete, though close to the edge. The Indy race car and the Washington bust are also complete. The date and E pluribus unum are off flam, as is most of United States of America. It was sold for $17,400. And here is newly discovered specimen of popular 1969 S double die obverse Lincoln cent. It was recently showcased at Stack's Bowers auction. Graded in mint state 63 plus read by PCGS and proven by CAC. Doubling on all obverse letterings are included, except the mint mark. Exciting as a newly discovered example of this rare variety, this is an important choice full red cent. It is attractive with bright, even pinkish rose mint color on both sides. There are few blemishes of any kind and most are so small as to be easily overlooked by the unaided eye. The 1969 is double diverse is an extremely desirable variety, having an estimated population of just 40 to 50 pieces based on combined certification service statistics. This elusive specimen was sold for $72,000. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for